happy Fri-Yay. That's right. It's Friday, the end of the work week, and here we go right into the weekend. And we're finishing off documentary week. Yep, documentary week is always a fun time here. I know lots of you are fans of it. And today's documentary is short, sweet, and one of the greatest things you'll ever see if you're into history. Don't go anywhere. We will be right back. It's Friday. It's Fri-Yay, if you will. Always a great day here, and we're happy to be here as usual. We're going to talk today about George Stevens, arguably one of the greatest directors to ever live, right? In the description box down below, if you don't mind, take a look at our links. They're there. Things we use every day, including coupon codes to save you some of your hard-earned money. So there's always that, correct? Okay, so first things first, a warning. This documentary is extremely graphic, and if you are of a sensitive nature, maybe you don't want to watch this. I have to say that. This documentary is not for the faint of heart. We are talking today about World War II, right? A serious thing that in today's society, most of us don't. Well, most people just pretend like it doesn't exist anymore. Any of the harshness that got us the freedoms that we have today is, it's for the movies, right? It's not for real life. Oh, sadly. Let's take a look, shall we? George Stevens, D-Day to Berlin. This is a TV movie, if you could even call it that, 1994. It's 46 minutes long. Just hold on. I know, you're going to be like, that's hardly worth the time to watch. No, just wait. This is produced and narrated by George Stevens Jr. This short documentary uses footage taken by his father when he was in the Army Signal Corps and fellow American troops from D-Day in June of 1944 to the end of the European War. Directed by George Stevens Jr., written by George Stevens Jr., starring him as well, and many other people. Now, here's what has happened, all right? George Stevens was a Hollywood director, and he went to war, all right, in World War II. And because he was a filmmaker, he took a camera with him, a good quality camera. Most of what you'll see today in history of World War II is black and white, grainy, not really well shot. But he and quite a few other Hollywood directors all went at the same time, and they were grouped together, and he led this group, and they had full access to record videos of anything they wanted during World War II. And they did it with pride, and they did it with these color cameras that, just are way better than what you're used to seeing. As they were there and doing all this filming, he would take the film and he would ship it home where it sat for years until he passed away. And after he had passed away, because after the war, when he came back and was directing again, he directed lots of movies after that. So, but they were just put in storage, like hours and hours of these films. His son found it after he passed away and started going through it and decided to make this short documentary about it because he felt it was important for this to be seen and the stories to be told. And it's haunting. This is beautiful footage that tells a story that most people are completely unaware of. That being said, there is nudity, not like for funsies, but there are if you watch this, you see dead bodies, people who have been killed, etc., starved to death, no clothes on. Like, this is not for kids, not by any means, but it's important for you to know your history and what actually happened, and not just a bunch of shenanigans that we're told about, if told at all, now. Nerdy neighbor Eric told me about this, and I'm a fan of George Stevens' movies. I had never heard of this. Excuse me. This is on Max right now. And I was just stunned by the way it looked, the story it told, and the quality of the film, and the story behind these filmmakers going and doing their job to show the American, people back at home what's actually going on. It's a wonderful documentary. There's no political tint to it. There's no one side or the other. This is just the truth from the perspective of people on the ground at this time. They took video of the bunker that the leader of the bad people ended his reign in. Like, they took video of concentration camps, POW, like, it's all there. Nobody's eyes are covered. This is straight up non-censored. It just shows the truth of the matter. If you at all have any interest in history or in filmmakers in general, this is a brilliant documentary. It's 46 minutes. That you could drink a cup of coffee and watch this from start to finish. And I would suggest everybody do so, because even if you don't have any interest, there's things that you need to know of how we got to where we are today, and the freedoms that we have, and the people who lost their lives to get us here. So there you have it. This is a short and sweet one, my friends. I loved this documentary. It's horrific, don't get me wrong, but there's something beautiful about it and special about the stories it tells. And this is a story that I've never heard before, and you probably haven't either. So check it out. All right, I'm going to enjoy the weekend, my friends, and I hope you do as well. I hope you have a great weekend. We will be back next Monday. And I don't even know what we're reviewing yet, but it's going to be fantastic. I think I'm going to start sliding into older films and classic films. I am going to do a couple of scary films for the Halloween time, but after that, I think we're going to spend a couple months doing classic movies and older movies. So who knows? That might change. Maybe we'll do some Indian cinema. Maybe we'll do some more Kung Fu. I don't know. It's always a surprise here. All right, from Michael, the microphone, Bob, squeaky chair in the back, and this big fat nerd. We will see you next week.